Hey everybody, Dr. Howard Cohn here at the Cohn Health Institute with my good friend Justin Frandson from the Go Beyond Summit. Today we are talking about whole body, whole brain, this time preparation. How do you get started? What do you got to do to be ready? Everything, preparation is everything. If you out-prepare compared to your opponent, you're going to win. If you out-prepare for yourself, you're going to perform at a higher level. But what do? Lots of different opinions out there. A lot of people working with Justin, looking for that edge. Justin got a lot of unique things. Where are we going to start today?
Preparation, the 5 Ps. Preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Nice.
So you got to start with preparing. And if you're not prepared, you're going to go out flat as can be and not in a rhythm. So we're going to just talk about basically shoulders down, just body preparation before you go out and play. And we'll get to the mind stuff on the next one. Body preparation is huge for basically just starting to warm your whole system up, let your body know like, hey, we're going to put you through this rigorous workout and you're going to have to respond for me because I'm going to push you to the threshold. So how do you talk to your body to warm it up? Well, we really focused in on waking up the nervous system through nerve work, through quantum neurology work, like stuff like that, where you're just heightening the connective areas of your nerves and your muscles. And so if you don't have a doctor to do it and you need to do something on your own, we start off with some balance work and some strength stuff just to stabilize you. I do joint stability, balance, and flexibility. Those are the 3 main ones that we'll cover today. Starting with balance, it's something that you can really wake up your nervous system with. And the Bosu ball is one of my favorite go-tos. And the Bosu ball, it's that half dome blue ball. It's all colors and all. But David Weck, one of our other speakers on our first summit in 2016, he invented it and mastered it. And my mentor, Dean Brittingham, really showed him a lot of exercises we could do on the Bosu ball. You can flip it upside down so you have a flat platform to stand on, and the bottom side's more round where you have to really stabilize it. It really simulates like being on a stand-up paddleboard of some sort. So, and then you flip it over, you're on a dome side. It's absolutely fantastic for balancing. So just simple protocols is we put our arms out to keep our balance, and we're on 2 legs. We look to the right for 10 seconds, we look to the left for 10 seconds, we look up for 10, we look down, we look up to the right, up to the left, and then of course we close our eyes because our sensory nervous system, we want to take one of the main elements out and heighten the rest of the proprioceptors throughout your body. So when you start to stack this body up and challenge it, stress it appropriately, it's going to respond. Danielle, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so if I am a tennis player, or I'm a hockey player, or I am a baseball player, what parts of my prep are the same regardless? What are my individual things I'm thinking about?
For us right here, athleticism is based on a non-sport specific performance program. You're going to wake up your body, you're going to wake up your body. Everyone has a body. Now, we can get a little more sport specific on some of the exercises to get it. So if you're going to be bending over, a hockey player, one leg and have to reach, we can simulate some of those exercises. For hockey players, we put cups out in front. You have to one leg reach out and touch the top of the cups to your far left, to the middle, to the right, and then switch legs. So you can get sport specific just for the general purposes of understanding how to prepare. It's going to be really a macro approach for everyone to wake up the nervous system. And as I just mentioned, you would then progress. There's progression on warm-up. So you start off slow, both legs, and then you progress into one leg and looking right, left, up. Danny Putnam, he played professional baseball. He was supplemental first-round draft pick, out of Stanford University, took him to several World Series, and he actually had a Bosu ball in his dorm room, which is awesome. He was one of the first kids that I've ever heard of to have it, before anyone knew what these Bosu balls really were. And he would blindfold himself and start to train and balance on his knees, and then one knee, and turning his head blindfolded, and really his balance, his proprioception, his spatial awareness, just the kinesthetic awareness from balance training was far superior than anyone else. And then he ended up elevating his play, as he wasn't the biggest guy or the strongest guy or the fastest guy, but he was a first round draft pick because he was so balanced. And when you're balanced, you can perform at such a high level. If you're off balance, you really can't do much effectively. And that's the beauty of waking up the nervous system through balance.
So a lot of times people come to you and they're ready to rock and they're looking to get to the next level. But more often than not, they come to you, unfortunately, when they're injured. So how do you create balance, this kind of balance, when they're injured? Obviously, the injuries vary, but what are the more common ones you see, and how do you still have them increase their balance while they're rehabilitating their situation?
Well, the great part about a protocol is this is not only warm-up, but it's injury prevention. And then if you do have a little tweak, it's recovery as well. This is a whole recovery system. It's all encompassing in that. So when we're doing that, you're actually strengthening connections. For me, what I like to say is there's a delayed response. And if you're testing a bicep, if there's a delayed response, you're more susceptible to an injury. It's no different with your knee or your ankle or anything else. So we'll start to train the knees in rotational movement. So we have knee exercises where you have medial and lateral rotation of a flexed knee as far as joint stability stuff. I mean, who does that? But unless you really want to prevent an ACL tear or a meniscus tear or a serious knee injury, you have to start training a rotational movement system. So they can be fantastic for rehab, and we just go lighter on the resistance, on the weight and the resistant band. And then as they progress, they would lift more. And same with Bosu exercises. You can start on a foam pad if they're tweaked, and then build up to a Bosu, then build up to extreme balance board, and then if we want more rotational, it's a figure 8 board. And we have this whole arsenal of balance products that we use, and of course everybody loves the gym ball.
Right.
So the gym, it's so versatile. You can do so many things on it, and so we always prepare properly. And I'm not really interested in standing on a gym ball, and the risk versus reward is really important for me. I've seen and heard of too many athletes falling right before an event when they're just doing some super ultra dynamic, more extreme balance stuff before, when all they really need to do is wake up their nervous system and not train crazy. So there's that progression and protocol and awareness of what's too much and what's too far and how to get it. And as far as more injury stuff, the next phase of the warm-up would be a lot of ankle weight exercises or really light free weight exercises where for the upper body, you start in the scapular plane and stabilize that, because you have the core is the foundation for your whole body. The scapular area is the second core in the body. It supports the shoulders, the neck, the head. So if you don't have that scapular stability, and you don't start with doing some rowing exercises, work on your posture, lengthen your pecs, stabilize the shoulders in every plane that they go, you're gonna not have the accuracy on the overhead hitting. Your neck's gonna be just more, taking more beating and jarring, and that's where your proprioception really lies a lot in that area. So you want to stabilize even the neck joint, the shoulder joints, all this area. So we'll start in on the scap and work up and as well, and then core for the low body, on down, planks, lateral planks, but free weight exercises, ankle weight exercises, legs straight, toes out, get the VMO, ABAD work. This is the inner thigh, outer thigh, glute hammy. Like you're doing really light ankle weight, really super slow, and making sure this joint isn't flexing. So if this is my leg and I want to lift this leg up, the second I bend that leg to lift my leg up, I don't have stability in that joint. I need to keep that joint locked through a full range of motion, so there's no bend, there's no flex, there's no wavering, it's not shaking. Those are fatigue and those are weak links. And so you're only as strong as your weakest link, and most time it's like when you bend a stick, it's gonna break in the middle. It's same with these joints. That's why people have all these challenges with the knee. So we really want to do tremendous amount of joint stability. The prime movers are great, and getting these big muscle groups going. Those are bigger than mine, but the joint stability is huge. And when you have that, you can outmaneuver, at least I can on the basketball court, guys twice my weight because I don't have any weak links, even though they're way bigger than me. So that's the other part. And then once you establish this fine connection for endpoints, we're really going to look at lengthening and proper lengthening systems to pump blood, oxygen, nutrients into your fascia and let this body and the muscles start to prepare to warm up. And you got to give it oxygen and say, hey guys, we're going to lengthen. So there's three different angles for every muscle group that we hit: medial, lateral, and the belly, of course, of the muscle groups. And so there's a system we use, active isolated stretching, the Aaron Mattis method, and go through his entire protocol for low body, upper body. You can do an unassisted version on yourself with a towel or a strap. It takes 5 minutes to hit your whole low body, and then you go and stand a few more minutes for your upper body. So once you learn some of the modalities and systems that we teach, they're simple and effective, and you can have this mini workout as a warm-up. So before I play, I'm in my mid-40s, so I need to prepare a lot better than everybody else so I don't get tweaked. But my warm-ups are about 40 to 45 minutes before I think of stepping on the court. And if you're a professional athlete, yours should be exactly the same. It shouldn't be anything less, because you have to hit the whole body and the brain and the stretching and the balance and the ambidexterity and all that combined. So it's gonna take a little time when you're doing a little bit of everything. So it's a mini little workout as your warm-up, but not to fatigue, just to activate.
Sweet. So 45 minutes. What do you do though? I know you got basketball, you got surfing going, or play tennis, do other things. What do you automatically do when you're out of bed in the morning to prepare yourself for the day, whether you are going to have a hardcore workout, athletic event, or you just got to work with clients and patients all day? What do you do automatically?
The beauty of it is this maintenance program. So this morning I wake up really early. I woke up at 5:30 this morning, and I start in on a stretch routine and just breathing stretch routine. So to wake up, you do back extensions like yoga, downward dog stuff, hip extensions, planks, lateral planks. Just create some space and support the whole body in different planes. When you do that, you can have a faster routine. Now, that 45-minute routine is really only for basketball for me, because that's such a dynamic sport. When I go out and play tennis, it's a way quicker routine, or surf, it's a way quicker. It's like a 10-minute deal, and I'm off and running. So you don't have to have such a big one, especially when you're doing the maintenance throughout the day, and every day, waking up, really allowing your body to wake up through this type of work. And the other part of the body warm-ups is the breathing and just getting the blood in and keeping yourself really super grounded.
So one more thing that I know a lot of people are interested in is you have a young daughter who's quite the baller and the athlete herself, chip off the old block. So what do you have the youth do? We were talking, your daughter's how old now?
She's 10.
She's 10. The 10-year-old, she's out there outperforming most kids on the field. What is she doing? What edge are you helping her have?
It all ties into the whole body, whole brain. She's a whole brain performer, and that's what's so great about this. That's what we're talking about this, is we want you guys to learn this system and start to think in these elements and start to have that awareness of like, hey, let's warm up properly, let's do this. So she plays soccer right now competitively. That's the most competitive sport at that age, and that those age can compete at. So soccer is a great one. But the girls are starting to get bigger. They're starting to get more physical. They'll play up a few years, and so sometimes there's 12-year-olds with 9-year-olds on the field, and these girls are solid. So it's a matter of really stabilizing. So stretching exercises, the balance exercises, having them do top to bottom squats, put their hands over their head and do a full squat. Those are the simple little things to work with them to warm them up properly. You just don't go and kick balls, but you have to teach them to, hey, don't stick your foot in where it doesn't belong, and be aware that how that body awareness, stay on your feet is a real important thing. A lot of kids like to fall. I sure did. That's why I'm his biggest fan, because he's always fixing my neck, because for my falling too much, I thought it was super athletic to fall a lot when I was little, but it's way more athletic to stay on your feet. So coaching them on all those different components, but the preparation of the stretching and just some squatting, if they have some light weights, that's great. Little kettlebell, like little light kettlebells are fun. Medicine balls are awesome for kids at that age, so we toss around a little medicine ball, especially before we go and play tennis. And those are the ways that you can start. But the strength training can start at a really young age, and it can start with resistant, and it can start with being really fun. But you have to be light, and you don't be too ballistic. You don't have them have the eccentric strength. You just do concentric strength at that age. For them, they're not absorbing. They have to build up their growth plates, their tissues, for a couple months before you start to really start taxing them.
Priceless tips. Now, a lot of great content there, lots to digest, lots of cool tools, lots of good things to think about. If you're going to leave everybody with one takeaway today, one Frandson secret, one, man, I'm glad I watched this right now, what would that be?
Make sure you feel good and you're ready to play before you go out and play. If you don't feel like you're ready, you're not ready. Make sure you are before you step on the court, the field, the ice, whatever you do. And if it takes an extra couple minutes to just stretch that out, if some area is just tight, it's not working, stretch it out. Normally there's a chiro. When I play basketball, there's always a chiro on the court. And he's the first guy I roll my ankle. I'm like, oh, adjust it real quick, get it back in line so it'll start to heal. Well, these guys will work on you, do something. I'll help people out. If know who's around you, and if you need some assistance on loosening something up, they can help you out. But really make sure you have that space created in there and you're ready to play before you go out and play, because it'll save you a year and then of rehab, and then a lifetime of agony on behind it, just from the follow-ups from just getting a significant injury.
Love it, love it, love it. Justin, great information. How do they find you if they want that one-on-one, and how do they learn more about athleticism?
Athleticism.com. We've had it for 20 years. Come on in, let's do it.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Dr. Cohn.
That was awesome. Appreciate it.